All right, let's make a formal introduction for our listeners. Good afternoon, Clara. My name is Claudio, and I'm calling you from Washington, D.C. From the studios in Fairfax City. We are very grateful that Clara Sorace accepted our invitation to our show. Clara, welcome to the show.
Hi, Claudio. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. Let's go to the beginning, your life, Clara. Were you born like in a musical family? I mean, how old were you when you perhaps began taking piano lessons, guitar lessons back in the day?
Well, I grew up in a family where my father, when he was a young, was a very good bass player. In fact, I can say that from him, I learned respect and love for music. Um, I started taking piano lessons at the age of 8 years old. And then around 14, I fell in love with singing and began taking singing lessons to improve my technique. Um, my passion, my great passion for music led me to move to Rome from south of Italy, where I began my true path of artistic growth, studying and working as a singer. I can say my strong point became my stylistic versatility. I come from a background of soul, pop, gospel. I also began to love opera. I sung opera, ethnic music, and songs of every culture, I can say.
I got you. And then when you were in high school, were were you taking private lessons? Were you in a band? When you decided to, I don't know if you went to the university or not, but you make a decision, I want to concentrate in music. I don't want to be a doctor, or I want a lawyer or something like that. So when you end up deciding that music was an important part of your life and you
I
make that as a career.
I believe that music began to be a great part of my life when I was a teenager, when I was about um, 14, 15 years old, and I had the first band, the first soul band, where I sang some Aretha Franklin songs, Etta James songs. I loved her voices, and it was a very particular moment. And a wonderful experience that sparked my love for being on stage. And that was the real the true moment where I decided to be a singer, I can say.
Yep.
Yes.
And then, so in terms of the complexity, I mean, that's so, you know, playing music with other people, playing in a band, become a singer is very different for becoming a cinematic vocalist, right? In film and music video.
Yeah.
What inspired you in general to become a vocalist in films and um, and music videos and so on and so forth? So what inspired you to?
Yes, you say well. It's very different.
Oh, yeah.
I can say I have always been passionate about soundtracks. I remember that when I went to the cinema, I was deeply captivated by the musical background that marked each scenes.
True.
And that's where my love for soundtracks began. I especially remember when a Gladiator movie was released.
Yeah.
And I listened for the first time to Hans Zimmer's soundtrack with the great voice, with the great Lisa Gerrard voice. And so in that moment, I already knew what I wanted to do. Yeah. And it was a great inspiration for me. Uh, my journey in this field started after lending my voice to some pieces for History Channel TV show, Fox. But you must know that the real turning point was the creation of the vocal library Ether series. Do you know? Distributed by Zero G and developed by the sound designer Stefano Maccarelli. I recorded my voice for several editions of this vocal sample library, from Etera Gold to Sarah Voices, Atlantis. I must say that thanks to this project, my voice has been used by many composers all around the world. And this experience made me fall in love with the cinematic world, leading to various collaborations with different composers for film soundtracks, albums, and video game, etc., etc. So my love, my passion was born in this particular moment with this project.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer is amazing, and of course, Lisa Gerrard playing with him on that particular soundtrack. And I don't know if you are familiar with the work that Lisa Gerrard is doing with Marcello De Francisci in an album called, I don't know if you know, Exaudia.
I listened something about this their new project, and they captivated me so much. Yeah, wonderful.
And the videos that I think they're on YouTube, they're great. They're amazing.
They are great. They are great.
Absolutely. So in general, right, if somebody approach you, right, let's say Hans Zimmer want to hire you to work in a particular film or a particular scene, how do you approach the creative process when working on a new project? I mean, the director will send you, like, scene here, 5 minutes of a particular movie. It's going to be an action, a horror, a terror movie, and then I want you to sing in that particular 5 minutes. How the director communicate with you, and then you go about it, recording your voice?
Yes, when I start working on a new project, I am always super excited and curious. So at first I pay close attention to meeting the musical requirements and styles of the composers, the composers that communicate with the director. And so I give my all to every project. Okay. For example, I can make some example for you. And when I recorded vocals for Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, for Takashi Omama soundtrack. It's an anime film project. I blended my epic and folk style to match Takashi requests for an epic warrior, like timber with hints of the Witcher movie. Do you know? And I studied a lot for the performance that was also part of a concert in Tokyo. This project for this anime film was also a live concert in Tokyo. And so with a great symphony orchestra, and I studied a lot for the performance. My creative approach really depends on the type of project I'm working on. Yes, sometimes there is the musician, the composers gave me all the audio tracks, and so he explained me the mood, the sound he wants, the style. And before, at first, I put my technique, but then I put my mind aside, and I speak with my heart through my voice. This is my approach.
What would you think that the main difficulties is working? One of the biggest challenges will you face, because the director are not in front of you. They send you a track from Europe, from Japan, from South America, and you need to record. And I imagine that you need to go back and forth with him or her. They send you the video or the music, right? You put the vocal, you send it to him or to her. They get back to you, say, "Man, I don't like it that much, but I like this introduction and I like the end." So you send it back and you go back and forth, right? So there's a lot of challenge. And what's the time frame? They give you a couple of days to work on it, like a week.
Sometimes, sometimes there are so small time to work on, and yes, they send me all the audio tracks and video.
Yeah.
And video. And about this this project, I can create a mood, a sound. Yes, before the audio and then the video. But sometimes I can say that is only audio what I get.
I got it. Yeah.
In the video, it's the last, the final part. You say the biggest challenge for me as a cinematic vocalist, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You need to stay on top of things, because it's a fast movie industry with changing trends and demands. Building your network of connection, of contact, it's is really important too. And of course, you should always try to meet the requests that come your way. It's a very competitive field with many talented singers, so you need to develop your own identity and style as much as possible. That's what we make composers call you. They want your unique style, your expression, your style. And that's one of the most important things, I believe.
I got it. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I can say when I work, when I did Assassin's Creed Valhalla with Jesper Kyd, with the talented Danish composer Jesper Kyd, do you know? It was a different work from the work I did for Takashi, as I mentioned. but it was pretty much the same workflow. The composer, as you mentioned it, the composer first explained me the mood of the film or the video game, along with the musical atmospheres. And then they gave me the audio tracks and the sheet music to record. So as far as I'm concerned, the workflow has been quite similar so far. Between soundtracks for films and video game. And it always depends on the video game, I can say. I can mention that, for example, in Age of Empires 4, that is a video game from Dynamedium that for which I lent my vocals, is a little different workflow because the music was more loop based. This meant recording multiple versions of the track endings, even with vocals, and to fit different scenes. So there are some small differences, but it really depends on the project, I believe.
I got it. And the amount of time and the effort that you put in a film versus a video game, it is very different.
Yes, as I say, it's not so different. It's not so different because video game, it's like a film. A film movie can be as a video game. So my workflow, it's similar. On depends on the project. So
Sure.
dramatic, action, or romantic. It depends. The flavor, the style. It's not change. Not change. Change if the project is different. I don't know if I well explain
No, you do. You do. You do.
my feeling.
Yeah. Is it was it hard at the beginning? Because I imagine that a lot of people in the world, right? They are in that particular space, right? They want to, create, be participant in a video game or be participant in a movie or part of the film score and so on and so forth. So, was it difficult at the beginning for you, the first 2-3 years when you graduated from university, you started?
Yes, starting out is definitely not easy. I can say not easy. At first, no one knows who you are.
Right.
And the only thing that can get you noticed is your voice, your own identity, your style. Yeah. So your first collaborations happen because of that. And you built your reputation over time by working hard on many projects and making composers happy with your work. And it takes some long time, I can say.
Because I imagine that, see, in Italy, I talked to a couple of times with Marco Werva.
Marco Werber,
Yeah, we are becoming good friends. So, and
I worked with him.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
You know, where?
Marco told me that you were very good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Marco.
And he explained to me that it's very difficult because the budget is whatever, the movie, $5 million or $10 million, whatever. And, the actor, and, an actor, an actress get paid, the director get paid, they need to find the location, the script. And so at the beginning, they start with a lot of money. And then toward the end, they need to think about, the music and the soundtrack for that particular film. So the budget is very, very tight, Of course, on the other hand, Hans Zimmer, get paid very well, a lot of money, because here in Hollywood, right, the movies are in the $100 million, so the budget is different. But in Europe, the budget, here a movie will be, I don't know, $100 million. The budget in Italy will be $5 million, $10 million. So the amount that it's allocated to the film and the music, it's very little. So, right, so it's very, very competitive, right?
Yes, there is a great competition. Yes, it's totally different from Europe, from, as you said, Hollywood. And what I can say, I have the chance, the great chance to collaborate with people from other countries. So I can feel this difference between different countries. But for that concern my work, I'm always super excited to start new project, because I'm curious, because music is my life. So sometimes this particular difference in this field that you say does not matter. What I can say does not matter. Sometimes does not matter what the planning is. I don't remember the last question. Please, Claudio, help me.
No. I was saying that the budget allocated to a movie in general is very, very small. I think Marco was explaining to me that out of, if we take the whole project to be 100%, the amount of funds and money allocated to a film score is only, I don't know, 2-3%, right? So for some director, it's very, very important. They look at more money. For other director, it's 2-3%. So it's not that, that cinematic vocalist or film composer get paid a lot of money. It's not that easy to make a living, right?
Yes, it's not easy. It's not easy. I worked with Marco Verba for 2 films, for 2 movies, and I can say that it was we discussed about these things. So.
All right. So, how when you approaching a new project in general, how you get into, I don't know if it makes sense, but get into a zone for that particular complex emotion that are required, a particular thing, how you get your head around that, that when a particular emotion are required, right? How you put everything aside, your phone, the house, sure, and now you need to concentrate for the next 3 hours in a particular scene. So you need to get your emotion,
yes,
in that, in that particular scene. How you go about it?
The very first step is to understand the style to approach. And so I can figure out technically how to do it. I need to study the piece technically first to see if there are any issues that need to be addressed with the composers, to make sure everything works with my voice, my mood. And one that's done, I put my mind aside, try to sing with my heart, letting the music carry me. Yes, it's a connection with my heart, with spiritual. Okay, that's it. And so that's it.
And then because also, things, and in the same case with Lisa Gerard, right? You use sometimes your own language, right? A makeup language, right? Using different, phonemes in, Italian and English, fantasy, especially in video game, fantasy phonemes where you pronounce and you create your own words, if you will, right? That are required for a particular scene, right? It's not that easy to do, right? So to do, because it's not that you are speaking Italian in a particular, or speaking English, or pronouncing certain words in Italian English. You sometimes the phonemes and the word that you create are
Different.
required for a particular thing, right? Yeah.
Yes. First of all, I have to say that unfortunately, I, there are less opportunities to sing in Italian, because I work almost much more with people from other countries, as I said, and singing in English feels a bit more natural for me. Okay, I still need to improve a lot, but it's a little bit so natural for me. I don't know why. It's because my reference were when I started, when I began to sing, were with Houston, Celine Dion, Tina Turner. So I always sang in English. And then there is also, I love the fantasy language. The fantasy language that started with Lisa Gerard voice, and I began studying ancient languages like Celtic, Latin, languages from Northern Europe, and to try to invent phonemes that could sound like ancient languages. So some particular languages that I invented. And I have to say it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, which is and a lot of fun and a lot of work. Because you need to, when you have a particular scene in a monitor. I have seen the videos that you have a couple monitor, and you are seeing the scene and you're, pronouncing and singing. Do you write it down, or you kind of memorize?
Sometimes, if I have to record something, I use to write some new phonemes that I'm going to invent. But sometimes, if I want to play live, to sing live, I make it in a real time.
Okay. I wanna bring your attention for I went to YouTube and saw some of the videos that you sent me, and the one that were listed there. I like three ones in particular. The first one was the Japanese cinematic vocalist. I think the track is called Improvisation, which is very, very good. Very, very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. In that particular video, I was improvising. Okay, so I So I was improvising a new language.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can do an example. If you ask me now to
Yeah.
invent a phoneme, to improvise, to sing, okay, I am able to make it. I don't know why. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's not that easy. Another one that I like is the Nordic Viking vocal improvisation. I think you call that rhythms vocals. Also, it's a great video. A lot of people have seen that particular YouTube video, so it's very, very popular.
Yes, Nordic vocals are my real feeling. I'm in love with Nordic vocals. And so what I can say, my vocal expression can be changed from Japanese flavors to Nordic flavors to um, others styles.
I got it. Perfect. Yeah. They are very beautiful. And the last one that I want to bring your attention is I think you create like a show reel.
Yeah,
I think you call the show Reel 2023. I think you call it Cinematic Singer, and you have different pieces there, and it's very, very nice. You're very talented.
thank you, Claudio. Thank you.
No problem. You're very talented.
Thank you
Very
so much.
no problem. No problem. It's excellent. I will be posting when I upload the interview. I will be uploading the links so people can see your website and the videos as well.
Thank
Uh,
you. Fantastic.
no problem. Can you share an experience, a memorable experience from one of your film projects? Because I imagine that sometimes the a movie director wants you to do this, you did that, you go back and forth, and the guy, he or she, the director, is not happy with you, and you're not happy with him. When everything works, it's great, but sometimes things do not work out because what he or she was expecting is very different for what you bring it. Because then again, you have 5 minutes of the particular scene, or 5 minutes of the music, and you need to put your track. It's how difficult it is sometimes when
It's difficult. It's difficult, and I can say that memorable experience, the best experience that I recently done is going to Tokyo, Japan.
yeah.
You must know that when Takashi and Bandai Namco team asked me if I wanted to join a live concert with the orchestra to perform the Gundam anime film soundtrack, I had worked hard on a few months earlier. And it was exciting, but also great work from my side. And singing live with a beautiful orchestra in front of 20,000 people was an amazing challenge and a great experience that I never forget. My big dream is that I can be able to express through my voice, through my soul, each requirements from the composers. So it is my goal.
Got
If
it.
I
I got how you in is how you get to stay inspired and continue to grow, right? So how you manage, you are at this level, whatever that is, right? And then you want to go to the next level and the next level. What's your strategy? How you manage to, one, stay inspired to continue to do the great work, but then go after new projects, right? Where the budget is better, you get paid more money, there are more challenges. What's your strategy to move from where you are, let's say, to where you want to be in 3, 4 years from now, and then to the next round? How you motivate yourself and the
Yeah.
strategy to move from
Yes.
point A to point B?
First of all, I can say that I love it.
Yeah.
Music, singing, it's my passion. So when you do something you really love, everything is easier. And even the sacrifices, the delusions. And I try to study everything I like, including other other vocal techniques of other singers. So, and I try to get an inspiration by all the great music and film project that I listen to. For example, recently, Hans Zimmer created the wonderful sound world for Dune movie. And it gave me a lot of inspiration. I get my inspiration from these, from the new sound that I listen to. I try to take everything I like and make it my own, blending it with my style. It's a journey that never ends, of course. So I have to study, to always study. The secret is never ends to study, to feel like a student, I believe. So you
Hopefully, yeah,
can
go
go
ahead.
on.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, you will have the opportunity to work with Hans Zimmer and Lisa Gerard and Marcello De Francisci one day, maybe in the future. Hopefully, you will have the opportunity.
It is a dream.
That's
What
right. Yeah.
can I say? It is a dream, a great dream, a big dream for me.
Yeah. Maybe one day it will happen.
Thank you. It's a great, great.
Hopefully, one day. What advice would you give to aspiring cinematic vocalists who are just starting in the industry? Let's say a neighbor, you know, uh, or a kid in the neighborhood is 18, 19 years old, right? And he or she want to start in the music industry and in the film composing business and in your case a cinematic vocalist. What advice would you give the person with just starting?
Yes, first of all, be ready to give your all for this particular job. It's not a regular job. It's full of difficulties and unknowns and delusions, as I said. So you really, really need to love it a lot. And definitely to study and never stop learning. I think that today it's all very easy with internet.
Yeah.
Thanks to internet, there are no limits. You can be heard by everyone. So you can create a lot of content, start a YouTube channel, use social media in the right way, of course, to have more visibilities. And so study by studying a lot and never stop to study and to be curious to learn from new musical styles. This is the secret. As I said before, the secret is to feel always a student.
Got it. Perfect.
Only in this way you can grow up.
Got it. How many projects are you working at the same time? Are you doing like during a particular week or during the month? You working several projects at the same times?
Yes, several projects in the same time. So yes, and I can say that now, this time I'm collaborating with some composers for some album trailer, and at the same with some video games.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Would you like to go to Japan in the future again?
Yeah.
Play with the orchestra, because I think that moment was, in front of 20,000 people in Tokyo. That was way up here. It's
Yes. It was a great experience that I redo. I'd like to redo soon.
Yeah, I got it. So, you prefer to it the approach from a director, an Italian director versus American versus from someone from Japan is very different how they approach stuff?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah.
can say that it's very different. It's different. The workflow, it's different. The way they approach to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, the beautiful things of this work is to have the chance to connect with different countries, different minds,
Mm,
and to absorb also different
mm,
way to work.
yeah.
I learn a lot from this uh, different way, this different workflow.
Mm, yeah. In Italy, there are many excellent film composers. I have
Yes,
the opportunity to interview like 3 or 4, and uh, they don't do cinematic vocalists like you, but they compose a movie from different films in Italy and here in the United States as well. And
yes,
there's a lot of great people down there, so a lot of great
yes.
composers in your country.
I can say you that for example, I recently work on a project film. Composed The soundtrack was composed by the talent composer Andrea Ridolfi. He is an Italian composer, and in fact, I did a damaged movie with actors like Vincent Cassel, Samuel J. Jackson, Capaldi. This was released on 12 April of this year. And I recorded vocals for this film project with Andrea Ridolfi. So,
Yes.
Andrea Ridolfi, Marco Werba are two composers that gave me the chance to collaborate and to know different workflow and different approaching to this word.
Ennio Morricone was very famous in your country.
Ennio Morricone was
Well, the top. Yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sang some of Ennio Morricone music. For example, Once Upon a Time, Your Love, and it is a great masterpiece. I love Ennio Morricone. He's a great inspiration for me.
Yes, yeah, for me too. He's,
Uh,
I will, it was, that's all I have. It was very nice talking to you. Thank you again for your time, Clara.
Thank you.
You are great. You're doing a lot of
Thank you.
great work, and hopefully one day your dream may come true. If you were able to connect and work with Hans Zimmer and Lisa Erar and Marcello de Franchici, and from my end here, promoting, you know,
Thank you,
a lot
Claudio.
of
Thank you.
musician, vocalist, film composer, jazz, rock, electronic. I do a little bit of everything. I can with this interview I can help you and a little bit anyway. È stato molto bello parlare con te. Grazie mille.
Grazie a te. Thank you to you too,
No
Claudio.
problem. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon, Clara. It was very nice talking to you.
Thank you.